If you think people are moving to Oklahoma City because it's dirt cheap, well, think again. Families are choosing OKC for reasons most people never think about, and honestly, it's pretty compelling. I'm Katie Kuriakos, your local realtor here in the Oklahoma City area, and in this video, I'm going to be talking about several reasons that people are moving to Oklahoma City, many of which you might not have thought about before. If you've been thinking about moving to this area, make sure you subscribe to my channel and click that bell for notifications so you can be the first notified when I drop a new video about the Oklahoma City market, new neighborhoods coming, and all that OKC has to offer from someone that actually lives here. All right, number one, I'm calling affordable quality of life. Now, you might be like, Katie, you just told me it's not dirt cheap. And I will agree with that. A lot of people just assume that Oklahoma City is an old, boring town, like it's a Western movie or something. Things are dirt cheap and not much is going on. Well, that couldn't be farther from the truth. While Oklahoma City is growing, we still have quite a bit of a great affordability, especially when you compare it to a lot of other cities in large metros. In Oklahoma City, just think you can get a 4-bedroom house with a yard. There's room for gardening, a playset, a trampoline, whatever it may be. You can also find newer homes in safe neighborhoods, and all of these could be within your budget. Absolutely. In some other large cities, getting these type of amenities or even just quality of life things like having a yard, having privacy, having enough bedrooms for everyone can be difficult to find in certain budgets. This great cost of living provides room for travel, kids' sports and activities, you name it. So I say it's not just cheaper, it's better value in Oklahoma City. The second thing I want to point out is that there are some strong school options over several districts. Now, if you've done your research, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. Oklahoma as a state is not ranked high in education. In fact, we were near the bottom of the pack when it came to ranking of all the states in 2025. But there is some good news there. That ranking was the entire state. And when we look at Oklahoma City and not the remainder of the state, we do have a lot of very strong districts here. And we also have a great big selection of private schools and charter schools and things like that. So there are a lot of options. When we look at certain suburbs of Oklahoma City, you can find rankings of those, and they're actually ranked quite high. And as a mom myself, that gives me good comfort in knowing that my kid is getting a great education. Another point I want to make is space, both inside and outside. Earlier I had mentioned how you can get a home with a yard and have room for a playset, a trampoline, a garden, a shop, or a shed, whatever that may be. That is just one aspect. So that covers the exterior, the outside, I guess you could say. Also, there are quite a few suburbs on the outskirts of the city where you can find a home on a little bit of land. Maybe you're wanting an acre or two, and we can still find homes that are in that affordability category too, with some land. So if you're wanting to go a little bit farther out, those are some options there. But also inside with our great affordability, if you need a home with an office, with a bonus room or a media room, those are very popular in a lot of Oklahoma homes and great on the affordability spectrum too. There are also a lot of neighborhoods with HOAs where you can find community parks, pools, walking trails, ponds, you name it. So it's kind of giving that suburban feel without being isolating. Another point that I do want to make is the short commute time and the easy traffic. Now, what we have seen is Oklahoma City has had a huge boom in the last, say, 10 to 20 years. I actually moved here about 15 years ago. The city is completely different than when I first moved here, okay? And in all the best ways. Now, what we think when we think of growth is traffic, right? Oklahoma City is actually ranked as one of the best commute times compared to cities of its same size. Now, what I've seen in the 15 years I've been here is large construction projects. It comes with the growth. It's a little bit of growing pains. However, the construction projects they've done on the roadways have been extremely beneficial And I remember at one point they said that we're not going to turn into Dallas. If we didn't do anything now, we would become the traffic that is Dallas. And if you've been to Dallas, traffic is not great. So they preemptively did this in Oklahoma City, reworked a lot of different major highways and roadways in anticipation for the big growth that is coming, and it's really has benefited everyone here in the metro. Now, if you're talking to somebody that lives in Oklahoma City, they may still complain about traffic, right? And we have our spots here in the city where traffic can get piled up. However, when you are comparing it to all of these other cities, we're actually really great in traffic and commute times. Traffic is something that everyone complains about. If there's a lot, we complain about it a lot. And if there's a little, people still complain about it, honestly. So when we look at it as a whole, traffic and commute times are really great. That really benefits our families when we're getting our kids to activities after school and on the weekends and that sort of thing. I don't know, I think the traffic is pretty great. Another great thing about Oklahoma City, and this is for all my families out there, is the abundance of family-friendly activities. If you have kids, you are not going to be bored on the weekends. There is always things and places for you to take your kids, 100%. And some of them are rather inexpensive too. If you're headed downtown with the family, there is Scissortail Park and the Myriad Botanical Gardens. That would be a great option. Scissortail Park is rather new, just within the past few years. Is there anything absolutely spectacular and special about it? Not really, but it's a great outdoor park. It's got a really nice splash pad for the summertime. They do farmers markets there down on the weekend and lots of little gatherings here and there throughout the year. And then the botanical gardens are just beautiful all year round, absolutely, and that's right across the street. There's also the Oklahoma City Zoo, which has just had a major, huge renovation in it. This is a really inexpensive zoo compared to many others, and it's actually ranked in one of the top 10 zoos in America, which is really exciting. Some other fun things to do, there's the Oklahoma Railway Museum. They do train rides throughout the summer. They do Polar Express during Christmas time. All of the things. As far as other things for your kids to do, there's just honestly, there is Little League teams, I feel like, everywhere. If your kid's in a baseball, softball, there's soccer leagues, all of the things. If your kid is a sports kid. There's also Martin Nature Park, which I really think is an underrated site in Oklahoma City. If you and your kids are nature lovers and you don't want to travel outside of the city, that can be a really great option. There's walking trails in there, some pond, lots of wildlife to see, playground, you name it, it's all in there. There's also an abundance of lakes around Oklahoma City. Lake Hefner sits right here in our city, just west of the village. They have walking and running trails around that. There's playgrounds on it. There's restaurants that sit right along the lake. You can go out there and watch the sailboats. That is a really nice activity for families as well. Oklahoma City is also known for its festivals all throughout the year. So honestly, overall, I would just say that there's so many fun, family-friendly activities. Okay, now something that you may not know about Oklahoma City. When people from outside of our state, when they think of Oklahoma and OKC, they really do think like slow, boring, Western style, which couldn't be further from the truth. But Oklahoma City has actually seen a huge amount of job growth and job stability. I actually wrote some down here. Some major employers, major areas of growth here in the city are aerospace, healthcare, energy, tech, and of course Tinker Air Force Base, which is our main military base here in the city. So we've seen a lot of people relocate here for jobs, for very stable, like long-term jobs. And then of course there's a lot of new jobs that are being created in all of these new industries that are coming. So we've seen salaries go up and just long-term stability and job growth, which is a really, really great trend, and you want to see that in your city. Let's also talk about some new developments here in Oklahoma City, some you may not expect. I made a few notes here again on this too, because I didn't want to leave any out. There's a lot of new developments coming here in the next few years, which is really great. One of them being the Boardwalk at Bricktown. That's a huge multi-use development downtown. There has been a lot of talk about putting in actually the tallest skyscraper in America. Now, there's been a lot of pushback on it because it is so tall. They've actually said that it's like, it might disturb like flight zones too, being that tall close to our airport. So that's still in the works. I think that is just wild that the tallest skyscraper might come to Oklahoma City versus like New York or LA or Chicago. So that's really crazy to think about. There's also the Oklahoma City Entertainment District, which is a brand new stadium coming to Oklahoma City, and they're really pushing for professional soccer, I think. We've also seen a new construction of a new building for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Now that they won the 2025 NBA championships, we're going bigger and better with that. And just honestly, sports in general is just becoming huge in downtown, which is really great. Between the Thunder, potentially soccer, we also have semi-pro baseball downtown, and of course football is really big, and the Oklahoma Sooners play in Norman, so you've kind of got all of your sports covered there. Some other big ones is that the Oak development has really taken off in the Nichols Hills area. That is a multi-use residence, hotel, upscale shopping, upscale restaurants, you name it. That's a really great development that has really kind of changed the landscape up and around Nichols Hills, which is really great. Honestly, Oklahoma City has been growing up, and it's growing up fast. Now, when I say that, Oklahoma City has time and time again seemed to grow out. It's actually an extremely large city as far as the landmass that it covers. But now what we're seeing is there's a lot of growing up, especially downtown. It's been really exciting to see, and there's been a lot of really great developments that are improving walkability downtown and bringing a lot of tourism in, which is going to bring a lot of money in. So really great for our city. Okay, now I'm going to slow us down just a little bit and talk about the slower pace of life. Now, I know I just talked about how OKC is growing and getting all these exciting new developments and everything is happening here. And this is going to sound like that contradicts it a little bit, but you really will feel a little bit of a slower pace of life along with all of that growth. I know those two just don't seem to go together, but if you go to a really large metropolitan area, what you'll find is that it's extremely busy, right? Just constant busyness. Where Oklahoma City is growing, I still feel like we have held on to a little bit of a slower pace too. And I know that some of my families really appreciate that. They want to be close to a lot of amenities and have some action, right? But they also want peace. And I can feel that, especially as a mom. I don't want to live in chaotic New York or Denver or Phoenix where just the city never sleeps, right? So while we do have some great developments and excitement coming, I still feel like we're preserving that slower pace of life. And you can find quiet both in the suburbs and in the city. I hope this video was helpful in giving you a little bit better idea of what it's like here in Oklahoma City, what's happening, and what it looks like for families living here. I get calls and texts and emails every single day from people just like you thinking about making their move here. If you have more questions about Oklahoma City, drop down to the description below where you'll find all of my contact information. I want to hear from you. I want to answer your questions, or you can even drop a comment below this video as well. Whether you're moving tomorrow, months from now, across the country, across the world, I'm here to make your move to Oklahoma City as seamless as possible.